Good morning. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. Welcome to Coffee with the Farmer / Resource Manager. My name is Katie Wortman, and I'm the Central Valley Farms Leadership Coordinator coming to you from Fresno. Today we have the Almond Company's Director of Plant Operations joining us, Anthony Sagariballa. Anthony will let you introduce yourself in just a minute, but today we'll start off with our question of the day, and that is, what is your favorite way to eat an almond? My favorite way is eating them blanched, when you boil them and you take off the skin and they're just kind of just raw that way, and I think they're delicious. So next we'll go to Dana and we'll move around the state.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Dana Baker, the Tehama County Farms Leadership Coordinator, and we're coming to you from Red Bluff. I have two of my 3 minions with me this morning. Well, I'm allergic to tree nuts, so I actually don't eat any almonds. When I was probably about 5 was the last time I ate them, and they landed me in the emergency room. So, yeah. No almonds here, but actually all my kiddos love them. They snack on them, and yeah, so they're great snack food, good for you.
Good morning, my name is Joseph Montoya. I'm the Farms Leadership Coordinator for the Sacramento Valley. We are actually in Sacramento the host city of the Blue Diamond Almond Company. And if I'm just totally going to plug one of their products. So I know that you said eat almonds, but I prefer to drink them, if that makes sense. So they have this blend, which is almond milk with like a little bit of vanilla and also coconut milk. I mean, you mix it with anything and it's just the best thing. Protein, and then it's, I don't know, it doesn't hurt my stomach afterwards. It's fantastic. I love it. I drink almonds.
Awesome. Go ahead, Romy.
Good morning. My name is Romy Wattenbarger. I'm the Kern County Farms Coordinator here in Bakersfield. And my favorite way is probably just eating them raw or some with seasoning on them. Simple. That's my favorite way. Healthy snack. Keep you filled up so you don't eat too much. But
Good morning. My name is Letty Hernandez, and I run the program in Monterey and Santa Cruz counties. For me, I actually grow almonds. So I have an almond tree. I have one in the backyard and then one at the garden. So I just love them raw. I know when I first started growing them, I didn't know that they were like fuzzy on the outside. So I always thought that was really cool.
Awesome. All right, Anthony. We will let you kind of introduce yourself a little bit, where you came from, your background. How do you like to eat an almond?
All right, so my name is Anthony Sagariballa. I am the Director of Plant Operations at the Almond Company. We are a large almond processor based out of Madera, California, right in the heart of the Central Valley. My favorite way to eat almonds is raw. We have a lot of those here. I think they're pretty sweet when they're that way. Nice crunch to them. I do enjoy the Blue Diamond salt and vinegar ones though as well. Who I am, so I'm originally from Madera, so I went to school in the Bay Area. I studied science with no intention of going into agriculture. Ended up moving to Texas to work in construction for a couple years. I've known the owner of our company for a long time, since I was in elementary school. Reached out to him when I was moving back, asking, interested in the industry, and started working here within a couple days of getting back. And then so in the company, I started working towards working towards sales, working in their shipping department. And then a quality position came up and I took over that. And then from there, the Director of Plant Operations position opened itself and I was asked about it and I applied and got it. And I've been doing that for about 3 years now.
Very cool. So I have a quick question. Is it almonds or almonds? How do you say it?
I say almonds.
Me too.
I say almonds. Yeah, I pronounce it fully.
I
think you get a lot more up north. As you get further and further up north, it turns into almonds.
Yeah.
But I say almonds personally myself.
Me too. I grew up around them also. So yeah, absolutely. So thank you. Okay. So what Almond Company. I know you guys do a lot more of wholesale than you do retail. Can you tell us the difference? Tell the students that are watching the difference.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
how you market your almonds and where they go.
So we are a wholesale raw brown skin almond seller. So the smallest shipment size we do is 44,000 pounds. So a full semi truckload of almonds. We sell to people like Costco, to marzipan manufacturers in Europe, to all parts of the world. We're majority export business. The domestic market in almonds is one of the largest markets, but our company tends to export a lot to Western Europe, India, China, and the Middle East. So we're taking the almonds that you see in the store, cleaning them up, getting any sort of foreign material out, removing any sort of contaminant that you wouldn't want to get into the final product. And then from there, we will sell it to the retailers, who will then roast it, salt it, put it in bags, put it in chocolate, turn it into almond milk, stuff like that. So we are the step before it gets to the retail process.
I love listening to you when we visit, and thank you so much for supporting my program. We've been out to you guys for the last few years. How is this COVID-19 kind of stopping process? How is it going for you guys?
It's going pretty well for us. You know, we're staying busy. We've been working full time throughout it. We've just implemented some safety measures, you know, staggering shifts, maintaining social distance, encouraging everybody to wear masks, and to take care of themselves at home. If they're not feeling well, you know, don't come into work, stuff like that. But we've been working full time. We've been lucky to be able to do that. I know my employees have appreciated it. I've appreciated it myself. Being able to come to work has been getting me out of the house. It's the only really form of socialization I'm getting right now. So it's been nice. You know, obviously the market, everything is affected by this, you know, with countries closing down, India being one of the big ones. You know, they had massive closures all throughout their country. So you're just seeing disruption, just like every other industry. There's been disruptions, but for the most part, being an essential, continue to eat. So we have continued to work, continue to execute on our contracts for our customers, to help ensure that they're able to continue to get their contracted loads.
Okay, and so what does your day look like, the day in Anthony as plant operations?
So a day in my life typically will look like, you know, so I start out in the morning. By the time I wake up, my production managers have gotten me a schedule as to what we're doing for the day. You know, this is what they plan on running. We kind of form a strategic vision as like, this is what we want the end result to be. You know, how do we get there? So I'll come in, make sure that, you know, everything's going smooth in the plant, check in with all of our managers. And then we're always working on some sort of project, right? So either facility improvement. Right now we're working towards BRC certification, so upping our level of food safety. So BRC is a GFSI, which is a global food safety initiative. We are going to have that done by the end of 2020. You know, COVID has disrupted things a little bit, right? Where we have people coming in, you know, we shut down basically all visits for a couple months, you know, but there's facility improvements that need to be made to that. There's consultations you need to do. So our big project this year is to complete that BRC certification. It's something that's requested more and more by all of our customers. And what it allows you to do is it's a global benchmark for food safety. And it says, hey, when you subscribe to one of these certification schemes, what you're saying is, I follow some globally accepted rules and conditions. And we did a lot of analysis. There's a bunch of different ones, and we chose to go forward with BRC. So a lot of our products going on right now, or a lot of our projects right now, are centered around getting that BRC certification.
And you started that program, right?
So
something
originally, Yeah, originally I was in food safety prior to moving into operations. And then we hired a director of food safety. Her name is Erica. You've met Erica in some of our meetings. And so she is really taking it over. She is the lead on BRC. She just got back from maternity leave. She just had her first baby, a boy. So just kind of helping her with whatever she needs to get this BRC ball rolling. We already had our pre-audit. So kind of where are our gaps? Where do we need to make improvements? So then the next phase will be, once we complete those improvements, have a consultation with a BRC consultant. He'll come by, let us know if the gaps that we had identified and put in corrective actions for, whether they for sure, but Erica's leading the charge on it. And then just trying to assist in whatever under my realm.
Awesome. So Dana in Tama has a question. Go ahead, Dana.
Okay.
Anthony, I was curious, do you guys, as the almond company, do you guys grow your own almonds, or do you contract first from smaller growers? How do you guys actually end up with the product at your facility to process?
So it's a combination of the both. So a little bit of history about the company. We are the processor arm of Harris Enterprises. It's separate from Harris Ranches, separate from Harris Wolf Almonds, stuff like that. It's a company started by Russell Harris. He started out as a farmer growing almonds, then decided to market his own, and that's how the Almond Company was born in 1997. From there, we added a nursery, we added a hulling company. So we are very vertically integrated. Integration, be able to have some advantages where we are able to, we help with the huller, that we're able to get feedback from them quickly and stuff like that. So we are getting a lot of our product from outside growers, but a good portion of our product comes from the owner of our company, Russell Harris, as well. So it's a combination of the both. The majority of what we have is from outside growers, but we do have a significant chunk from the owner himself.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Go ahead, Joseph, you have a question.
Hey, Anthony. So question, you were raised in Madera, and were you always interested in ag? Is that something you grew up with, or is it something you took an interest to? And I don't know, what was your interest? What got you into it? So personally, it was, food and, just going back and getting the best products, produce, whatever, for, specific dishes. And so I don't know, is yours similar or?
It was, so I grew up around ag. My family had about 20 acres of vineyards, just some table grapes. And my dad works in agriculture. He works for a large fertilizer company. So, I was always around it, but my focus always growing up was on other things. I was not an FFA in 4-H. And then when I went to high school, I kind of transitioned more towards looking more at a science route. At the time, I thought I had wanted to be a doctor. So when I started college, that was kind of where I was leaning. Transitioned to kind of wanting to be a lawyer about halfway through college. And then I was doing the law school thing. I had already taken my LSATs, gotten accepted to law school. And then my dad invented a new way to do something in the oil industry. So I moved to Texas to help run the company out there. And then when I came back, I didn't really want to go to law school anymore. I was already about 27. By the time I'd be done, 30, 31. And I was ready to just kind of start building my career already at that point. So I'd known Russell for a while. I'd talked to him about working for him in the past, reached out to him and asked him if he was still interested in me coming to work for him, and then just kind of snowballed that way. And then as I got more and more into it, I just found how interesting agriculture is. Just the almond orchards, and it's just a good group of people that you deal with every day in this industry.
Cool. Thank you.
So how many employees does the Almond Company have, and what station, what stations, what do they do, their daily?
Yeah, so we have about 110 employees. They do various jobs, so we have our management team. It's comprised of myself, our maintenance manager, inventory and production managers, our food safety director, our shipping manager, and we're all overseen by our chief operating officer. Then after that, we go into our plant employees. We have leads and supervisors, so people that run individual areas. And then from there, we have forklift drivers. We have hand sorters that are going through the almonds, kind of picking out any defects that they see. Quality control personnel that are going through and assessing, hey, this is the defect level in a given almond sample. And then from there, you also have clerks. So those are your people doing all the data entry as well. That is there, cleaning up the facility, making sure everything is food safe, food grade, doing all of our environmental monitoring programs to make sure that we're producing a safe product to put out to the world.
Yeah, I have a question actually. So you sort of have this, background. You said your parents come from ag. You sort of had other ideas, but then you end up coming back into it. It's profitable, it's fun, apparently. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't still be doing it. Oh my gosh, I literally just forgot my question. Katie, you were gonna say something? No.
Sorry. So while he maybe remembers his question, what are maybe some opportunities for students who are interested in your realm of work? Are there, scholarship opportunities, or not scholarship opportunities, internship opportunities? How can someone get into maybe working in a facility like yours?
Yeah, I think you have opportunities available. We don't really have an intern program at our facility. But I would just say, keep yourself open, keep looking all the time. I got lucky. The way I got involved in it was through people I knew. But there is tons of opportunities out there. I think FFA is a great organization. I was in 4-H. I think this Farms Leadership is a good organization. I've done work with ePathway Academy. There is options out there for people to get involved in the industry. And really, the ag industry, what I've realized as you've gone through it is the connections that you make are super beneficial to being able to open up other opportunities or learn something new, So I have friends that are growers that I call and just to chat and, learn what their crop looks like, stuff like that. So I think if you just continue to reach out to people in the ag industry, opportunities will become available. And I know I'm not personally familiar with any of them, but I do know that there are scholarships and stuff like that related to agriculture available. I know Fresno State has a lot of good programs as well.
And we were talking earlier about the Ag Leadership Program, but you went through the Almond Leadership Program, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and your experience there?
Yeah, so in 2018, I was in the Almond Leadership Program. It was a super rewarding experience. What it basically is you kind of go through an interview process, almost like you would for a job. You submit a couple essays. Then once you go through the interviews, they make a selection. You go in, you get to meet all kinds of interesting people. Our first meeting, we got to meet the Ag Secretary, Karen Ross. So that was really interesting. And it was we just went from different sectors of the industry. So we visited a nursery, we visited a bee honey factory. There was a lot of stuff that we did that was just super eye-opening to everything that goes into this industry and what it all entails and all the different parts that have to come together to be able to produce almonds, to get them out to the world. And it was a super rewarding experience. It was a year-long program that culminated in a research project. So I did my research project on foreign material and how it ends up in almonds, the issues it causes, and where I kind of see the future of the industry going with regards to foreign material. Did a lot of great connections I made through that program, people I still talk to. And yeah, it just really was a super rewarding experience. And if I could recommend it to anybody, I would. And again, it's just, I found that through the Almond Board. They're a super great resource for the almond industry. And yeah, just keeping, like I said, keeping your mind and your eyes open for opportunities to be able to go out there and kind of try and find something that furthers you along.
Awesome. So we have more questions from the coordinators. Dana, go ahead.
Hey, Anthony, you talked about having 110 employees roughly. Are those all full-time employees, or do you guys ramp up more seasonally? Does your employment grow seasonally? And if so, where do you get those? Do you see that being affected? Sorry.
No,
do you
no.
see that being affected at all with this COVID-19, or have you guys struggled with getting that labor force? I know there's some different programs.
Yeah, so we've been pretty lucky. Our labor force has maintained strong. We do have a seasonal nature, harvest and the receiving times of year, you're a lot busier. And it really just depends on the market. And when you're at our size, we are working in some capacity year round. But it's not, something that we really struggle to find labor. You usually we're able to find the people we need within an allowable time frame for prior to the start of the season. And yeah, we have a pretty good labor pool. All of our employees have been working hard for us through this coronavirus. We very much appreciate all the hard work they've been doing. It's right now we're not struggling with this coronavirus epidemic in regards to finding labor. But it's always touch and go with this. Especially at the beginning, it's kind of normalized now a little bit, but every day was a different thing as we received different guidance from the government about what we should be doing, how we should be doing it. Because our employee safety is our biggest priority, and we've just been doing everything we can to make sure that they're staying safe, they're staying healthy while they're here at our facility.
Great. I'm going to pause with Dana. Did you have another question? I'm sorry.
I was just going to see if you felt like coming into fall when you guys have harvest is upcoming, if like the borders being closed and stuff, do you feel that that's going to affect
It's hard to imagine it not affecting you in some way. You also have a pretty large crop on the horizon. So I think you're hoping that you can limit the amount of carrying that you're having at the end of the year to be able to accommodate that larger crop. But like I said, a lot of it right now is just kind of playing it by ear, seeing how it goes, hoping that, things change and, kind of we get back to some sense of normalcy and sometime in the near future. But, again, we're just following what we're being told by the government about what we need to be doing and stuff like that. So hard to project out right now. It really is. But we're just kind of taking it day by day.
Good questions. Thank you. We have a student on the line, Shava. So Letty has unmuted her and she can ask some of her questions.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Shava.
I want to know, because I remember we went to a walnut factory when I was in farms, and they did this thing where they got the trunk of a tree and put the walnut tree on the other trunk and kind of mixed the two trees. Do you guys do that?
So we don't here at our facility, but our nursery will. So that's budding. So they're taking some root stock and they're adding an almond to it. So that way, not an actual almond itself, but the almond buds. So that way the tree will grow with a strong rootstock, like something like peach, that's super resistant to insects. And from there, an almond tree will grow out of that rootstock. So we don't personally do that here. I'm not super familiar with it. But I do know what you're describing is the budding process, and our nursery does engage in budding.
And do you guys sell almond oil?
So we don't. So all we do is big bulk wholesale stuff. So we don't have any retail brands or anything like that. But some of the customers that we sell to will then press the almonds and turn it into almond oil that can be used for makeup, for cooking, for whatever uses that they find for it. But ourselves, just all raw brown skin almonds. We will sometimes deliver it for a customer to a pasteurizer to get it pasteurized, or to a roaster, or wherever their destination is. But the actual further processing of the almonds does not occur with us.
And do you know why peanuts not considered a nut?
I lost him. But a peanut is a legume, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I've
Sorry.
always thought of it as a nut. But yeah, no, it's yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't know why they consider it that.
Is it because it grows in the ground?
Yeah, that would
Maybe.
be my best guess, but I'm not really
Definitely.
my own
I'm
area
definitely.
that I know much about. So like I said, I didn't have ag experience before, so just kind of taking day by day. But yeah, that would probably be a good bet as to why. I'm sure it's some classification, kind of like how tomatoes are fruit.
Awesome. So I do want to touch on, you said pasteurization, and I don't think a lot of people know that when an almond is on the tree, it is not necessarily, what's the word I'm trying to find? Maybe you can explain it more, but I know there's reasons why you pasteurize. So do you guys, I forgot if you guys do pasteurization or you sell them whole and raw, but raw is, I forgot the word, so I'll let you do that. I think I lost you again. So I lost him on my end. Is he frozen on your all's end?
I'm not seeing him. Well, he's frozen to me.
Oh, yeah, we lost him. Well,
10:57.
yeah, it is 10:57. I don't know if he's going to make it back on, but an almond is raw and it's not necessarily good for you to eat a lot of them without them being pasteurized. So they go to a pasteurization and before they can be eaten raw and sold without like any issues, I guess. I don't know how else other to say that. I've been to the Almond Company a few times. They talk about it. I just forget the verbiage, but I guess we will end there. I don't know if Anthony's going to be able to get back on with us, but thank you, Shiva, and everyone else for being on today. And we will see you tomorrow, a little before 11, but I think we're good. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.